What up, Pub Sports Radio? It's your boy, Billy Briz, DFS, a.k.a. Getting Bills on Twitter. We are here for PFL Week 3, biggest card of the year. It is topped off by pretty well good Kayla Harrison, as most would say. But first fight of the night, though, is going to be lightweight Olena Kolesnyk versus Abby Montes. Montes, the team body shot prospect, makes her official PFL season debut with a great performance in her showcase fight last year versus Claressa Shields. She showed the arsenal in her wrestling and striking game while showing relentless effort. Olena, while a pretty face in division, you know I always got a sucker for the Kelly Clarksons out there in the world, but her game has been exposed since coming into America. 0-4 in America so far, but I will say the level of competition of Sorensen and Spencer in Invicta and Gordado and Pachecho in the PFL last season. Man, she'll have the experience advantage, the height and reach advantage, but I feel like she won't pressure Abby Montes like Claressa Shields was. Claressa Shields is throwing them bombs, man. I'll give Claressa Shields credit. She might not be the best MMA fighter, but that girl can strike still, though. If anything, Montes has gotten better throughout this offseason. This should be a great way for her to start off this season. I like Abby Montes by submission. That's going to be the prediction here. Best bet, though, is going to be Abby Montes money line as a parlay piece, and we're going to take the over 3 takedowns for Abby Montes on Prize Picks. That's going to be the first leg of our Prize Picks power play here. Second fight, though, is going to be welterweight bout Gleason Tebow versus Jarrah Hussein Aloisi. Hey, bro, I can't say that name. We're just going to call that dude Jarrah. Gleason Tebow versus Jarrah. This is going to be at welterweight. I'm just going to say Jarrah, coming from week 2 of the Challenger Series, makes a seasonal debut versus Tebow, coming from Brave FC, and a 70% of his career wins are inside the distance. The betting public is in love with the Jordan prospect, as he is a huge betting favorite for this fight. Tebow had a gritty veteran season last year, going 2-1 with a controversial split decision versus Rory MacDonald. Even with the speed and physical disadvantages here, Tebow has a sizable experience advantage here, and I feel like he's durable against his lower level of competition. The last time Tebow's been finished was 2018 versus Islam Makhachev. You got to take the underdog shot here and hope Tebow greases out another split decision here. I like Gleason Tebow. He's going to be the underdog of the night in the betting card. I'm going to take him on the money line at plus 240 here, and that's going to be the pick here. It's going to be Gleason Tebow by split decision, first dog of the night. Next fight, though, is going to be Larissa Pachecho versus Zamagul. We're just going to say Zamagul. Pacheco's the second highest betting favorite behind Kayla Harrison as she makes her return for the PFL season. Last season, during the semifinal versus Gordado, she missed weight, resulting in her being removed from the playoffs. Pacheco has a gangster fighting style, very similar to like a poor man's Jessica Andrade. She has only lost to the best in the division, like Jessica Andrade, Duran, Macy Chiasson, and Kayla Harrison twice. While the division has gotten a lot more talented this season, I feel like this is going to be a tall task for Zamagul. Zamagul is from the Kazakhstan regional scene. I didn't even know they even had a regional scene out there, but she's a solid grappler, just too green for my liking. Very low level regional scene promotion that she's coming from, and she's making her American debut versus Pachecho. Pacheco's going to kill this girl. I like Pacheco by KO TKO. I think the best bet here is going to be, if you could bet props on your book, Larissa Pachecho inside a distance. She's going to have a little bit of a chip on her shoulder, especially after missing weight last year. She left a lot of money on the table by not being able to fight during the playoffs. But next fight, though, is going to be welterweight bout between Sadibou versus Nikolay Aleksakin. The names on this card are absolutely impossible, bro. I'm sorry. This is a rematch from last season's side versus Nikolay, which resulted into a no contest eye poke. Nikolay, the Russian prospect, looked great versus Ronson. Not really too good against Sai, and he got killed by Cooper in a unanimous decision. Coming in as a huge betting favorite last season, minus 550, minus 225, minus 145 in all of his PFL fights so far. I think there's value on this money line straight. Sai, while I think he's a tall, lanky kickboxer with a sizable he's always a sizable underdog in his fights. He just shows grappling deficiencies. Sai has the ability to make fights very greasy and always fighting with a chip on his shoulder. I would say his best performance was the draw between him and Ray Cooper in 2019. He will have a striking advantage, but I feel like Nikolay has learned from his PFL season last year, and he'll put together a win. I think there's value on this money line here. Nikolay, Aleksakin by decision. I like Nikolay on the money line at minus 152. That's the cheapest price that he's been in the PFL so far, so I think that's a good straight bet for the betting card this weekend. Next fight, though, is going to be a lightweight bout. One of these ladies think they're going to have a dance with Kayla Harrison in the finals this season. Genah Fabian, the city kickboxing prospect, makes her return to the PFL for her third season. She usually benefits from being the taller, lankier fighter in her fights, and she will have that in this fight too. It's just a level of competition versus Julia Budd could be tricky here. Julia Budd, a veteran of the sport with her only losses to Cyborg, Rousey, Amanda Nunes. While I do think she's slowing down, she's always ready to go, and she's looking to add to her legacy here, and that would be fighting Kayla Harrison in this season's final. I think she starts off this season by picking up a quick 3 points by unanimous decision. Julia Budd by decision here is going to be the pick, and we're going to take her over 2.5 takedowns. I think she'll have a wrestling advantage over Fabian here. She's going to be a little bit shorter than Fabian, so I would imagine, over 2.5 takedowns. This goes to a decision. She gets a takedown in each round and we cash that ticket, or we can get 2 in one round. I think there's a lot of ways that Julia Budd can get to 3 takedowns in this fight. That's why I like the over on that. And then the money line would probably be a good parlay piece, but there's some better parlay pieces later on this card. Next fight, though, is going to be Joao Zeferino versus Dilano Taylor. Magomed Kirimov is actually currently dealing with visa issues. He was supposed to be a huge betting favor in this fight. He was supposed to be the biggest favor on this card. So Taylor steps in here on short notice with Magomed having visa issues. It's been a really weird light welterweight season for the PFL this season. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the card. While I think Taylor is very well-rounded, I don't know if his grappling is going to be in the level of Zeferino. Zeferino is the Brazilian submission artist from the Renzo Gracie Academy, and not shocking, showing 65% of his wins are by submission. Coming from a huge underdog to, I expect, a huge betting favorite here in this fight. Give me the Brazilian samurai to lock up a heel hook versus Dilano Taylor. I got Zeferino by submission, and while we don't have betting odds for this fight, I expect Zeferino to be a big betting favorite. I would say around that minus 300 range for him in that fight. But before we go over to the main card, shouts to the quick sponsors. What's up? It's your boy Billy Briz, DFS, aka at Getting Bills on Twitter. We are here for PFL Week 3 main card. This is the card of the year for the PFL so far. We got Rory MacDonald versus Brett Cooper here in the first fight of the main card. Cooper, another Team Body Shop veteran from ACA, coming into the PFL with a 64% knockout rate. Some of his best performances, though, I feel like have been left overseas. While I still think he has a little bit left in the gas tank here, my biggest concern would be his durability. 60% of his losses are inside the distance. While Rory MacDonald is a legend of the sport with good technical striking and wrestling, he's durable too. His only losses are inside the distance to Robbie Lawler, Gegard Mousasi, Carlos Condon, all legends of the sport. And I know we all love Rory MacDonald, but you know what? Fuck it. We're going to pick the dog here, Brett Cooper, by knockout. He's going to knock Rory MacDonald's Canadian bitch ass right on outside the octagon, and Rory MacDonald's going to fuck up everybody's parlay tickets this weekend. We're going to go Brett Cooper, KO, TKO, Team Body Shop is going to pick up 2 quick wins on this card. Next fight, though, is going to be Anthony Showtime Pettis taking on Myles Perez. Anthony Showtime Pettis makes his PFL return here after a drastic first season with the promotion. Watching his interviews, he's definitely felt like he underestimated the tournament format style last season and the opponents, because he ended up fighting some of the 2 best fighters in that lightweight division last season. Showtime went from being Showtime last year to a fucking meme, losing the Collard and Manfino. And it seemed like the UFC got ahead of the curve by releasing the Wheaties box fucking goat. But you know what? It was actually younger brother Sergio Pettis who captured a Bellator bantamweight belt last season. That was the Pettis that was doing the Showtime last year. It seems like Pettis has came into this season with a better mental headspace with the things going on around him. This should translate into this fight versus Myles Price, the Ireland veteran who's coming off the biggest career win in 2019 versus Peter Queally. While he's taken off a 2-year layoff switching promotions, it seems like a good Showtime tune-up fight for him this year. I got Anthony Pettis to win this fight by decision. I like Anthony Pettis as a parlay piece this weekend. Man, I can't believe those fucking words came in my mouth. But yes, we will be parlaying Anthony Pettis this weekend, or I should say this Friday night, tomorrow. Next fight, though, this is where the weigh-ins come into play. People always say, why does the video take so long to put out, Bill? We want to bet on the fights. Nah, fuck that. Regional scene fights, we need to watch the weigh-ins. And the weigh-ins we're telling in this one, Ray Cooper missed weight by 5 pounds. I had to tell Big Show we got to change the graphics for this one because Ray Cooper is actually going to be our prize picks guy. But Ray Cooper misses weight by 5 pounds. The fight's still going on. Ray Cooper is going to forfeit 3 points. Basically, Carlos Leal is getting a free 3 points no matter what the outcome of the fight happens. So, man, like, just like that, you knock off Magomedov with visa issues. Ray Cooper loses his first fight. Dog, this welterweight division is wide open this season. We're going to see fireworks in this welterweight division this year. It all starts tomorrow night, basically. Leal is taking this fight here on short notice, taking on the two-time champion Ray Cooper. Leal fought twice in the Challenger Series, looking good in both bouts over Corey Coop and Chris Brown. I doubt his abilities are going to be enough to triumph over Ray Cooper, but with all this other surrounding shit with Ray Cooper right now, I mean, yeah, he proved the doubters wrong last season, and he proved that he was the best wrestler in the division, but is he coming into this fight kind of underestimating his opponent here? Who knows, because Ray Cooper missing weight is very rare. I wonder what the weight cut issues were, but I think that's going to want to make Ray Cooper come out a little bit more on fire. But then you can also play devil's advocate. Even if he does get a quick 6 finish, he's not even going to be able to receive the points. So just in general here, you got to stay off this fight after all that. Healthy though, man, I don't know, man. Without all the bullshit, I would say Ray Cooper wins this by knockout pretty early. But with considering all the bullshit and the PFL bullshit that we dealt with last year and this year and stuff like that, I can't bet on this fight, man. And this is coming from somebody that backed Ray Cooper in every one of his fights so far in the PFL, even with people calling me crazy against Magomedov. That was one of the best cashes of 2021. I mean, 2021 last year. That was absolutely ridiculous. That was one of the best PFL cards of my life. I actually quit my day job after that PFL card. So, I got a special place in my heart for Ray Cooper. So for me saying stay off the Ray Cooper line, I would stay off that shit too. Championship fight, though, or not championship fight, former champion here is going to be Kayla Harrison taking on Marina. But we're not even going to break down this fight, man. Kayla Harrison, pretty well good. She's going to wrap up a quick 6. I can't believe they're even giving this girl these type of fights, man. It is absolutely kind of a joke, to be honest with you, for Kayla Harrison. But you know what? Everybody can say she's a joke, this, that, and the third, but she's still cashing $1 million every season. So who's the one really laughing at the end of the day? Am I lying though? But let's look at this betting card for tomorrow. The betting card is going to be Anthony Pettis as the first leg of the parlay, and the second leg of the parlay is going to be Abby Montes. It's going to be a -115 2-leg parlay. Underdog of the night is going to be Gleason Tebow at +240. We are going to take him on the underdog odds, and then the Prize Picks power play for this weekend. Make sure you join Prize Picks using promo code Pub Sports and receive 100% instant match deposit on your first deposit. The Prize Picks power play this weekend is going to be Abby Montes over 3 takedowns and Julia Budd over 2.5 takedowns. That's going to get you 3-1 odds, and we're going to cash these tickets, roll it over to the Saturday pay-per-view card, and we're going to fuck it up the city on Saturday. Make sure you stay here, hit the like and subscribe button. If you like these type of videos, make sure you comment down below your favorite PFL parlay piece for this weekend.